I'm not 100% sure. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to all of your friends, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube. There's also an Amazon link you can hunt down of mine, and then whenever you purchase stuff through that link, I get a whopping 3%. Pretty cool, right? A little bit of online begging for you there, as they'd say on Reddit. I personally call it call to actions and a business model, but, you know. Come on! We're in, the patience metagame here. That meditation. The cool thing here is we only have to -3, so we get to keep our dragon. Okay, they shepherd one. Which is good. -3 feels ideal. You know, maybe we should have more copies of Ugin. It's pretty risky with the Fae from the sideboard. Like, we went down to 1 life there. So maybe we just need more in the main board. And then we Fae into our ultimatum because it's safer. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. Whether you're new to the journey or you've been here for a while, I appreciate each second that you spend here with me today. Make sure to like the video to help support the channel. We're playing Magic the Gathering Arena, dabbling into Temur Genesis Ultimatum, bringing some new Kaldhiem cards into the deck, and it pops. This deck is insane. We played a bunch of matches, and we tweaked it for you guys along the way, so you're going to have access to the final list that we had that performed the absolute best within Diamond rank as we continue to climb into Mythic. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get into the deck. All right. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to all of your friends, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube. Download Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant for anybody on a Windows device. Check out the things like Deck Advisor. It's hidden in the collection where you may not find it. It'll allow you to see which decks you can play based on your current collection without spending any wild cards. Absolutely insane stuff, you guys. So that's for free to everybody on Windows. Check it out. Temur consists of green, blue, and red. That's the color combination name. This is a very much mid-range deck where we are going in with a 4.1 converted mana cost. You know, many 3-drops, many 6+ drops as well. We have a nice spread of 22 creatures and a 14 non-creatures, rocking 24 lands, so very, very balanced, and there is a lot of ramp within the deck, so even though there are only 24 land, we're going to be dropping sometimes 2 of them, and maybe even 3 of them per turn. With that being said, we're going to break down the deck, go through the deck list, talk about all of the cards, new and old, then we'll visit the strategies and the synergies, so you guys have a good idea how to play this deck effectively and efficiently in the ranked queue. Then we'll jump into the gameplay footage, expose myself for the misplay spacebar smasher I am. You know, not too many misplays today, but again, you know, I leave all the footage in there for you guys so you can, you know, feel human, right? You know, we're not all crazy elitists, even though it may be portrayed that way. You know, we're just people playing the game, learning the game, and looking to have fun. It's okay to make a mistake here and there, as long as you're learning from it, right? Now, that's the key part. Learn from your mistakes, realize when they happen, call yourself out on it, and then make this a habit, and the more times you do that, you'll just generally progress. And, you know, this is really the only thing we need to focus on. So, let's get into the deck list. We'll break down some of the new cards here that really set the deck apart. We have 4 copies of our Goldspan Dragon. This is a 4/4 with flying and haste. Whenever Goldspan Dragon attacks or becomes a target of a spell, create a treasure token. Treasures you control have sacrificed this artifact, add 2 mana of any one color. If the dragon is not in play, of course, the treasure will just, you know, tap for 1, which is fine. You know, it's great. It's absolutely broken. And unfortunately, you guys, this is the only new card in the deck. I wish that I could include more things, but the Goldspan Dragon is what's new in this deck, and it is an absolute house of a card. It's a 5-drop, which will produce 2 mana, pushing us directly into 7 mana our next turn. And of course, if you're unfamiliar, we are running around the Genesis Ultimatum sorcery speed spell for 7, Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of permanent cards from among them into the battlefield and the rest into your hand, then exile the Ultimatum. This means, you know, things like the Ultimatum come into our hand, things like Cultivate into the Royal, and the rest just goes into the field, which is really nice. So ideally, you know, we get the dragon out on turn 5, we attack, we make the mana for Genesis Ultimatum, we play Genesis Ultimatum, it puts in more dragons, we attack, that makes a whole bunch more mana, and now we play another Genesis Ultimatum on top of that, and our opponent just can't catch up to the value train that begins to assemble, all thanks to the Goldspan Dragon. So, you know, with that out of the way, let's break down some of the other key components to the deck. We're ramping into 5 mana, playing our dragon, right? Reverse engineering the deck from the Ultimatum backwards. We do have Cultivate for 3 mana at sorcery speed. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal those cards, put one into the battlefield, and then 1 into your hand. Of course, then reshuffle your library. This is, of course, great because it's a 3-drop, so, you know, 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop Cultivate. That puts our 4th mana in, and then on our 4th turn, we play our 5th mana, which is our Goldspan Dragon, and then we attack. That makes mana 6 and 7 for us, which is the Ultimatum. So, I believe we will be getting our Ultimatum out on turn 5, if that's correct. You know, Cultivate turn 3, Dragon turn 4, Ultimatum turn 5. Gulp. That's very, very good, and I think quicker than we've really been able to do it before without the Lotus Cobra. This is just straight ramp and the Dragon, which is a much better aggressor than the Lotus Cobra, right? So with that all out of the way, we do look to survive until we can do that, right? Because there's a lot of aggro decks in the meta. This comes down to things like Bonecrusher Giant, a 4/3, and whenever it becomes the target of a spell, it will deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. More importantly, it has Stomp at 2 as the instant speed adventure. Damage can't be prevented this turn, and Stomp deals 2 damage to any target, you know, allowing us to take out any of those aggro creatures, whether it's a Robber of the Rich, Speaker of the Heavens, Luminarch Aspirant, Bonecrusher Giant does it all. And if it's too powerful for Bonecrusher Giant to get, of course, we can just bounce it back to their hand with something like Brazen Borrower's Petty Theft for 2 as the instant adventure. Return target non-land permanent and opponent controls to its owner's hand. This is amazing to, you know, push a Questing Beast back into their hand, right? Something that they just spent mana on that now they basically have to spend a whole nother turn recasting, getting the Summoning Sickness off. So it's a very big tempo play through Brazen Borrower's Petty Theft. Of course, it's also a 3/1 with Flash and Flying. It can only block other creatures with Flying. Building on that scene, we do have 2 copies of Into the Royal for 2 mana at instant speed. Kicker for 2, so it will cost us 4 to kick. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If this spell was kicked, draw a card. Very, very good for the same reason. We're making them re-spend their mana for that turn. You know, Summoning Sickness, the whole bang. And even better, if we can afford it, we can get the draw, which is really good in this deck. We have now building away from our removal into some of our early game value. 4 copies of Edgewall Innkeeper, a 1/1. Whenever you cast a creature with adventure, draw a card. That's amazing. So, you know, the whole shell of this deck is an adventure shell. We have the Bonecrusher Giant, which will draw you a card. We have the Brazen Borrower, which will draw you a card. We have Beanstalk Giant, which we have not talked about yet. This is a 7 CMC. Power and toughness are equal to the number of lands we control. Fertile Footsteps at sorcery speed. Search your library for a basic land card, put it into the battlefield, then shuffle your library. You know, another great ramp spell for us. And the key thing here is it actually comes in untapped, which is really nice. So we can actually utilize that mana that it brings in play, much like we would with the Midnight Clock. This is a 3 CMC artifact that can tap as soon as it enters play to add 1 blue to our pool. We can also pay 3 mana to put a counter on the clock. The counters are accumulated on each person's upkeep organically. And when there are 12 counters on, we get to sacrifice it. We also will put our graveyard and our hand into our library, shuffle, and draw. I say sacrifice it, but it actually gets exiled. So, you know, that's really nice. Similar to the Fertile Footsteps, where we're spending 3 and we get 1 back, right? Again, for the Beanstalk Giant will get the draw off the Edgewall Innkeeper. And now that we've talked about all of that, we do have our final adventure card, Fae of Wishes, a 1/4 with Flying. We can pay 2 to discard 2 cards to return Fae from the battlefield to our hand. It has Granted at sorcery speed for 4 mana. You may reveal a non-creature card you own from outside the game, putting it into your hand. And of course, we've got a big old wish board for you guys today to break down as well. But before we do, We have 1 copy of the Great Henge in library. This spell costs X less to cast, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. We can tap it to add 2 green to our pool, also gaining 2 life. And most importantly, whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield under our control, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and then draw a card. Amazing. So we have early draw engines through the Innkeeper, and then when we have late game draw engines through the Henge, we're just looking to, you know, get this into play with the Ultimatum. It's not really important, but it is nice. 2 copies of Ugin, the Spirit Dragon, 7 loyalty, +2, 3 damage to any target, -7 each. Permanent with converted mana cost X or less, that's 1 or more colors, gets exiled. And then -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put 7 permanent cards from your hand into the battlefield, which is lovely. Moving on, we do have 3 islands, 2 mountains, 3 forests, 4 Riverglide, Lavaglide Pathways, that's the Izzet Pathway. 4 Cragcrown and Timbercrown Pathways, that's the Gruul Pathway. 4 Barkchannel and Tidechannel Pathways, that's the Simic Pathway. And then, of course, 4 Ketria Triomes as the Temur Triome. We can cycle that for 3. Getting into our sideboard now. A single Tormod's Crypt. This is here for graveyard control. We can exile graveyards for 0 as an artifact. Sacrifice the crypt. Exile all cards from target player's graveyard. Easy. Return to nature. This is a 1-of as well. 2 converted mana at instant speed. Choose 1. Destroy target artifact. Destroy target enchantment. Or exile card from graveyard. We have a single copy of Ravenforn, you know, just to exile a big baddie if we need, that we can't remove. Sorcery speed for 3, exile target artifact or creature. Its controller creates a 1/1 blue bird creature token with flying. Foretell for 1, so we can, you know, put it face down in exile for 2 mana, and then cast it later at sorcery speed for 1 mana. 1 copy of Crush the Weak at sorcery speed for 3, dealing 2 damage to each creature. If a creature dealt damage this way would die, exile it instead. Foretell for 1 as well. I really, really like Crush the Weak. 1 copy of Ashiok's Erasure for 4 at flash speed. When it enters the battlefield, exile target spell, and our opponent can't cast spells with the same name as the exiled card. When the Erasure leaves the battlefield, your opponent gets that exiled card back in their hand, so they'll have to repay for it at the very worst case scenario. Best case scenario, you deal with the things that they have that would deal with your Erasure, and then they can't deal with it, and you got a confirmed kill there. Moving on, we do have a single copy of Teferi, Master of Time for 4 mana, 3 loyalty, static ability that you can activate his loyalty abilities on each player's turn at any time. +1, draw a card, discard a card. Again, doing this on your turn and on their turn. -3, put a target creature you don't control, target creature you don't control phases out. I was going to say put it in phase, but that doesn't make sense. And then finally, -10, you take 2 extra turns after this one, which is amazing. A single copy of Storm's Wrath at sorcery speed for 4, dealing 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. A single copy of the Akron War. An Enchantment Saga. When it enters play, gain control of target creature for as long as the Akron War remains on the battlefield. On your next draw step, until your next turn, creatures your opponents control attack each combat if able. And then finally, on your final draw step, when it's sacrificed, each tapped creature deals damage equal to its power to itself. 2 copies of our Cosmos Elixir for 4, an artifact, and at the beginning of your end step, draw a card. If your life total is greater than your starting life total, otherwise you'll gain 2 life, which is really, really nice. A single copy of Alrund's Epiphany, sorcery speed for 7, we can foretell it for 6, to create 2 1/1 blue bird creature tokens with flying, and taking an extra turn after this one, exiling the Epiphany as well. 1 copy of Kiora Best the Sea God, another enchantment saga. When it enters play, create an 8/8 with hexproof, woof. Next up, tap all non-land permanents opponents control. They don't untap during their next step. And then finally, gain control of target permanent and opponent controls, untapping it as well. So a beastly card there, I'm sure you all know of. A single copy of Genesis Ultimatum, so, you know, our Fae can grab it for us, so there's nice consistency there. We ended up trading Ugins from the sideboard to the main board just to survive a little bit against aggro, so we didn't actually have to get Ugin from the sideboard, kind of saving us a step and upping our win rate and survivability. So, you know, there's just an extra ultimatum in your sideboard if you need it. And then, of course, there is an Ugin there as well if you need it. And finally, a Castle Vantress if you need it as well. It's a land. For the ultimatum, we do need 3 blue sources, so, you know, Castle Vantress works good for that. Plus, it's a scry engine, which we can utilize all of our mana into. Very, very nice. That's the wish board, you guys. Breaking down your strategies and synergies. We basically did it. Well, we talked about the deck list. Ramp into your dragon. Dragon ramps into your ultimatum. Turn 3, Cultivate. Turn 4, Dragon. Turn 5, Ultimatum. Turn 3, Cultivate. Turn 4, Dragon. Turn 5, Ultimatum. This is all you need to know. Run it on repeat. It'll be easy. Turn 1 and turn 2, you have your Innkeeper to play, and then you have either your Giant, your Petty Theft, your Into the Royal, or your Fae of Wishes, right? I like to take the draw of Fae of Wishes sometimes, you know, play Innkeeper 1, Fae of Wishes turn 2 if there's nothing for us to deal with, right? Again, as soon as our mana untaps, we want to go right into the Cultivate, into the Dragon, into the Ultimatum, right? And then, you know, we establish control. We can draw a whole bunch through the Innkeeper, through the Henge, bounce the Fae to our hand, or we have one in our hand, get into the sideboard, and just start getting sassy with everything. So that's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. We will break down today's gameplay footage for you in a second. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to all of your friends. Support financially if you can afford to do so on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and of course our Amazon link. Thank you all for your time and attention. I really appreciate it. Enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll be back to wrap up with our final thoughts soon. This is our first match. I think we keep it. We cultivate into our dragon. Oh, no. Cycling without Luris. Isn't that interesting? This Fox is going to hit us for a bunch. We're looking for a Brazen Borrower. Just put out a chump blocker. I mean, we'll never get to Ugin against this thing. We block later on, right? I think next turn would be much more effective. Like, we'll be stopping upwards of 7 or 8 damage instead of the 4 or 5. I don't think we can block here either. I don't know what the blue's in there for. They paid for that. Let's just try to make it work. I don't know how we'll do it. If only we had a petty theft. This would be a lot better. We could interrupt the turn with a discard. And then we can get back into our sideboard and grab our Ugin, which we're getting a lot closer to. Yeah, I think that's the play. They just get us. They just get us. Right? Because they can just attack right through. We had them. We had them, but they get us here for sure. So, big ouchies, little woofs, and let's try to recover from whatever that was. Our opponent goes first. You know, we're running with a similar play line. Play our basic land first. Mono red. Robber. Takes off our library. Dragon. Ouch. Let's just snag this. Cultivate. Then our dragon. Three mana. Mono red. Annex. Oh, yeah. God of Storytelling is amazing. That is a good card. One of those should have been a forest. We'll have to grab it with the giant or, you know, make it with our mana. Oh, well. So, you know, this is actually really gross. Yeah. Birgi's really good. So they are going to lose this mana. I don't think they're spending it. But they're just going to kill us. Right? Like, they're sitting on... They're sitting on it. No attacks. We keep Biggery from attacking. They target us, we make the mana. We may want to look at something like Into the Royal. You know, we've been really needing that petty theft from Brazen Borrower, but not finding it, so we could add in a little bit. Alright, so we get a treasure. And we get a second treasure here. But again, this is like cleave territory still. Right? They have 3 mana, 3 attackers. Did they just play the giant? Yeah. And then we get hit for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So... we have no Ugin main deck. And maybe that's something that we have to do as well. Engine play. Let me grab some life. Take a draw. So there are blockers, but they go quite wide, and they could just be sitting on a cleave and attach it after we declare blockers, and that's going to be a hard time for us to recover from. So the only way we get through this is if they don't have it. Everything can block but the Borrower. And we have an immediate ultimatum next turn as well. Yeah, they're just going for it. I don't mind losing everything. It makes sense that there's an Evercleave, and wherever it gets put, they win. Like, it doesn't matter, really. Just a Bonecrusher, I see, okay. So they wipe our field, we kill Biggery, we kill Annex, they get tokens for them both. Right? And then they can play their Giant on top still here. Which is great. I think they're still gonna beat us. Sadly. Especially with that land off the top. A lot of land here. We could go up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. We don't really have anything to do with that, but... Okay, now that is interesting. We should hold that, shouldn't we? For 2 mana. So that leaves us only with 2 mana. We also need to attack with our Borrower. Take the double draw. Triple draw, actually. We're low on life, though, is the thing. Lost our 2 Triomes. Down to 8 is Risky Biscuits, sitting on 3 available mana. Eight life. And they don't pull their cleave, and even if they did, we had Petty Theft to deal with it. Woo! We got by without an Ugin. Pretty risky, but I think it is possible. And I have Ugin in the sideboard. I just don't know if it should be in the main board or not. Our opponent goes first. I can't get behind this hand. It's just, there's nothing there. The 2 lands, sure. Cultivate would pick up if we draw the 3rd. So would the Beanstalk into the ultimatums. But how will we ever get there? There's so many bad draws that could take place here. %40 on land. The only reason I'm keeping it is because the Innkeeper's here. And if we hit 3, we take off. We pick up the land, mono white. No blocks. Too slow, maybe, right? Wow. Some of these aggro decks are just too strong. Way too strong. This looks like frightening for us. I can't even.
My sand will protect you.
Wow. Wow. That's ridiculous. We go first. We put 1 Ugin main deck and put one of our ultimatums in the sideboard for you guys. This looks nice. I mean, there is the dragon. And if we can get that 3rd land. We'll have to wait and see. Exposing our Innkeeper out of the gate. Whatever. Just relying on this top deck. Another mono white build. Man, we need that land. Okay, it's Boros. Still very good build. Let's bounce this thing. Just so they have to spend their mana again. We get the land for this turn and next turn. One of them being red. One of them being blue. Red's in play, blue's in hand. No attacks. Okay, it's looking a little bit better. Of course, they drop their third land, but they have to replay their last turn, basically. Oh, the Maul is nice. Hit for 4. Hit for 5. You know, put more damage in than they did. And we gain some mana back. Worried about a Skyclave Apparition here on the dragon. No, I think we're safe. That is really good, though. Oh, no. We're dead in 2. So we're sitting on 7 available mana right now. Oh, we could attack and then Ugin. What about that? Because it has Vigilance. Oh, we're just going to die. But if this dies, these go down to 1. So we'll still only be sitting at 7. We can flash this in. And our turn. Savior's fine. Luminarch Aspirant's annoying, but whatever. So do we save this to draw later and just block with this? Because we'll have the mana anyways. And then we'll just minus on everything, right? And that way, we're still getting value from the borrower. It has first strike. I mean, that's super irrelevant, but... That's why we needed an Ugin in the main board, ladies and gentlemen. Our opponent is playing first. We have a borrower in hand. That's delightful. Against Yorion, so we might get some free time to start the match out without these mono-white aggro decks just going ham. Right? If you guys are interested in mono-white aggro, I just had that on my channel. So check it out. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Oh, they take our borrower, or they... Well, they probably take the giant, because it just kills Valky. Let's end our turn. See if they spend their mana before the attack phase. Let's render Valky useless here. We take the Giant, and then we stomp this Disciple. Oh, but they get another. Shoot! Since they get one, we just leave both of them. Alright, we'll deal with Valky with the other, right? They paid life for that 4th mana. Binding of the Gods takes out our clock. Nice. That's our turn. We can flash in our Borrower. All right. Oh, Lantern. That's good. Okay, let's stomp it. We can stomp when they use Valky. We need a green source and a blue source. Green's in play, blue's in hand. End our turn. You know, we're still in really bad shape here with this Lantern in play. The Lantern's so good. Valky's really nice, too. Just having Foresight on your opponent's hand. Optimal. We lose life. Yorion bounces it. Oh, I bounce it into the creature form. Jerk! That's really good. So they got 3 damage, then they flipped it in. Now they'll get the 4. Wow. Wow. All right. They're dealing potentially 8 damage here. They see Ugin. They don't know that we have a land. But they do know that there's a good chance that it comes down next turn. So they're probably coming in our hand. Take the land. Do you think they have another expert? Trying to make us discard our Ugin for their own pleasure. If they get this Ugin from us with the God of Fright, it's Gonzo. But if we get a land, it's not Gonzo. It's Winzo. Land off the top, baby. Land off the top. was not a land. Sad. Maybe we could target it with spells ourselves. Right? I mean, there is a world in which we survive this. We push in our Borrower, block Yorion, double block T-Grid, or double block these other two things. They're one card away from wrecking us, though, right? Okay, there is hope. There, they're back up to 3. That puts us in danger. I mean, if we can survive... Seems fine. So we're going to take 6 damage. Down to 1. Oh, what? Oh, Valky's got 2. I'm so dyslexic. We should have flashed our Borrower in. Good God. All right, you guys. You know, you think that it's a misplay, but it's like, you know, just short circuits in my brain. We talked about blocking it, and then we did the math, but our affliction limited that in a massive way, so I'm a little shook. We'll be okay, though. We'll be okay. Innkeeper. Why do this? Alright, we're playing real slow here. We do need something eventually. It can't be mono green. It's got to be Gruul, right? They have another... Yeah. Where's Cultivate when you need it, right? This thing's gonna be annoying. We need a petty theft. Free damage. This is okay. We should just take it, shouldn't we? We're pretty far from Ugin. But it must be done. Next turn we go to 6. The turn after we go to 8. Right? We're getting hit for, you know, basically lethal. Right? We get hit for 6, 7, 8 here, and the turn after we get hit for 13, so that doesn't work. We needed to wipe. We should have grabbed the wipe. Math is hard, okay. I mean, we can chump block a 5/5. So that would work. Right, and then maybe, you know, if they don't remove the Fae, we can get there. But they've got white, so there's exile. What is really nice is the petty theft off of the Goldspan. But I think maybe Into the Royal deserves to be in the deck somewhere as well. The Arachners. Okay. Blockaronis. 5, 6, 7, 8 this time. Right, you guys? LOL. And then if Dragon survives, we can Ugin. If not, it's game. Simple math. It gets me. I'm not a proud man. I'll own up to it. This is why I didn't make it very far as an engineer. All right, we are on hold here, just waiting. Do you think we get roped? I don't know. Let's check out the Bears. Let's see what they're up to today. This guy's having a good day. Over here looks fun as well. I mean, it does have reach, which is good, but I'm not 100% sure. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to all of your friends, support financially on Twitch, Patreon, and YouTube. There's also an Amazon link you can hunt down of mine, and then whenever you purchase stuff through that link, I get a whopping 3%. Pretty cool, right? A little bit of online begging for you there, as they'd say on Reddit. I personally call it call to actions and a business model, but you know. Come on. We're in the patience metagame here. That meditation. The cool thing here is we only have to -3, so we get to keep our dragon. Okay, they shepherd one. Which is good. -3 feels ideal. You know, maybe we should have more copies of Ugin. It's pretty risky with the Fae from the sideboard. Like, we went down to 1 life there. So maybe we just need more in the main board. And then we Fae into our ultimatum because it's safer. Let's do it. Not so bad. Some nice blockers there. And I guess we could have -3 again, but I like this better. Let's end our turn. Yeah, we've got plenty of blockers. It should be game. They only have 3 mana. You know what I mean? This Goldspan Dragon is a god. Ramp god. Identified. Right? Innkeeper's fine. Beast is fine. They get the draw, which is good. And they're out of here. Good game. Woo! Nice. Our opponent's going first. I put an additional Ugin in because I thought it was awkward last time, and now look what happens. And now look what happens! Come on, man! There's only 2 copies of you in the whole deck. Shuffler's fine. Me too! I don't want to play into a stomp, though. Right? We would have. We would have gone our stomp on. Take 1 draw next turn. Oh, if they drop a passage on my face, I'm gonna flip out. Okay. It's a nice blocker. Oh, no, it's not. It can't block them. LOL. Never mind. Passage and cleave for lethal. Oh my god. Are you serious, bro? Now that's ridiculous. Alright, double draw, and at least we can block now. But, yeah, I'm pretty worried about it. Pretty worried about it. We're only on 4 land, you guys. Okay, left strike beast, sure. No land, perfect. We have another red source here, yes. Let's fry it. Take the draw, probably. No, we have land, we're just building to Ugin anyways. No attacks. We chump block with the Fae, because Bonecrusher can block everything else. How risky do you think they are? Oh, nice. Yeah, let's trade with it. We don't have enough land yet. Let's take our draw first. Oh my god, are you serious? What a joke. This is a lot of land, man. 2 more? Why not? Okay, at least one of them is ultimatum. 12 life, can we survive? Discard a card, sure. Forest can go. Keep the pathways because they're dual colors, right? Good game. It's like they knew what we had. Nice. I mean, what's up with these big cards in hand? Let's toss this. Keep 6, toss the Henge. And we're off to the races! Rogues. Rogues. What a delightful time to see Rogue deck. Oh, they take our Stomperoni. And they kill our creature. I just love that. This is a good deck to play against. We'll never even get there. We'll never even get there! I mean, there's no need to use it. Like, what are we bouncing? A 1 CMC? Oh, 2 crabs. Great. Good, 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 good. Cool strategy, man. Attacking with the crab. That's impressive. Such a mad flex. I wouldn't mind a clock off the top, to be honest. So we know that they have a Guild Thief Enforcer in hand, since their timer's hung up here on nothing. On nothing! No, they'll probably beat us. They mailed all our other red sources? Are you freaking kidding me? I guess we have to pull a pathway for red, right? No Luris, so that means we're dealing with, you know, Lord Steal your deck, and, you know, pretty easy win for them there. Costs 4 mana, though, and they don't seem to have it. Five mana. We're gonna kick into the Royal to draw. A dragon would have been nice. It's not a good bounce. Doesn't have flash, though, I guess, right? So we're safe from damage. And we're just trying to pull out that counter magic. Right? And that's where Into the Royal's nice, that we added to the deck list. It's going to save us from these aggro matches. And then it's actually something that they probably are going to start countering, as we've seen there. And that opens up, you know, our other spells to enter play. Which is great! Alright, so there they get that land. There's that mill. Right? We're already down to 20 cards in our deck. Less than 19. Like, that's a funny joke, man! Alright, Zarek comes in play here. No? If they sack it, that's not the worst. Right, we lose our Borrower, but we'd lose it anyways. There's a counter spell. Let's try to pull another. And then all we need to do is top deck a land. It needs to be red or blue. Not quite. Get another turn, though, maybe. There's no rogues for the Zerasan. Could be removal on the Borrower. They should also look at removing the draw engine, maybe. We're looking for a blue source. We're looking for a red source. They remove our draw engine. Smart play. We're not looking for a green source. We take our red source. Oh, not even there. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. They milled our mountains right out of the gate. No attacks. We can block this Wind Robber. How many counter spells do you have, Billy? And even our Genesis Ultimatum literally does not matter because there's no cards in our library. Right? We have a dragon we can get, a couple bone crushers. Oh, you jerk. That's our red source. That's our red source. We have a Riverglide Pathway. There's no lands to take. Brr. Alrighty, you guys, last match of the day. I mean, the deck's performing. We're fine-tuning it. We're getting better. Bad matchups, though. Like, I'm a little bit tired of rogues. That last one was our first matchup, and even just one match with them, I'm just like, ah, done with that. Don't want to partake in that ever again. So hopefully it's a control deck or something. Nope. How would we ever get so lucky? Third land in play. Let's kill the Wind Robber. Now there's no mill. We could play the slow land and bounce it. Just try to get our land out there before they mill it again, right? Everybody in chat's telling me just to leave. Don't play against rogues. LOL. You can't give them the immediate satisfaction. If they want that, they can play trickery. Right? If they're going to play rogues, you know, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to make them work for it. I'm going to give them the sleepy emote. I'm going to do all the things that I like to do against rogue players. Nothing against them personally. It's got nothing to do with them. So we're on 4. We could go to 5. I think we just bounce the heck out of this, don't we? No, we have to do this. We have to ramp every chance we get. And let's get those lands out now. So we're setting our stop before their attack phase. And we're just going to bounce that rogue. I basically want them to counter it. Shit, it can be flashed in. Let's bounce the Robber. It doesn't have flash. And then there's less mill. They get our dragon, which makes me furious. That'll force them to spend their blue mana potentially as well. So there's no blue mana here. We're on 7. Let's see what we get. Big money, big money, big money, big money. If they resolve it. Oh, big money. Big money. What's up, brah?
The axiomatic structure of reality is surprise.
Snag. Snag.
Do not ignore my
Mmm. Hmm.
I no longer wish.
Have you ever seen a rogue player run that? Ouch. Ouch. Disrespectful. Just when you think you got this game figured out, you know, right out of left field. There you go. Did we not block that? I literally tried to block that. What the heck? I blocked that. I blocked that. No blue mana. Screw this guy. You want to mill me? I'll mill myself. That's a lot of land. They're not running the things you'd expect them to be. Do we have basic lands? Yes. Don't really need any more of them though. We already have 12. Just take the draw. I love playing slow against a rogue player a little bit. It's like cool to actually have things to think about in your hand and not just like one turn counter, one turn counter. No attacks here. You know, maybe it's a good thing we didn't get that block in last turn. I really tried to do it. I don't know why it didn't take. We do have protection though now if it is a Zagrath. We have enough of a hand that I'm not scared of into the story either. Let's kick that rogue back to their hand so there's no mill. Into the Royal, making all of the difference for us here. Really helps in the deck. All right, that's a blocker. 5 head. All right, we got some stuff going on here. I'm worried about more instant removal, so I just kind of want to hold on to that. We're at 16 life, 24 cards in deck. I feel safe. Let's take our attack. Giants go in. Come on, Giant. Get in there. Take the damage. They could chump block one for the sack and draw. Okay, I guess we're trading with it. So they don't get the draw, which is good for me. Let's just put a body in play. You know what I mean? That's a big body. 13-13. Oh, no, 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 no. We maybe should not have done that. What if they take it away from us? We need to be careful of what we put in play. It could be Lull Mage. Little Mage Domination incoming. Right? Into the story. Perfect. So that's lethal. I'm pretty sure, unless they drop an island here and then they nuke it somehow. They've got the cards, right? Or they could flash block it. There's lots they could do there. It has to... Yeah, so they just remove it. Good on them. Good on them. Now we don't have to worry about a lull mage. Let's cycle these away. Take this unmitigated bashing to our opponent. Gulp. End our turn here. We're full instant speed at this point. You know, playing their own game against them, if we can. Ugin's a last-ditch win con for us. Scavenger, don't care. Should have... Maybe there is no Enforcer. Like, why have they not gotten an Enforcer yet? 2 of them? Do you believe 2 of them? Alright. Cool beans. Going full tempo here, ladies and gentlemen. Bounce this, bounce that, bounce this, draw that. Attack, attack, attack.
An opportunity to act rashly. My flames burn beyond perception.
Nice. Nice, 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 nice. Woof. All right, you guys. I'm having fun with it. You know, the team here is just too good. Genesis Ultimatum is just too good. And the Goldspan Dragon is just too good. So there's nothing really new to this deck other than the Dragon. It took like a tier 2 deck and made it tier 1.5. I absolutely love it. I'm sure that this deck will dominate the meta in best of 1 for the time to come. We're going to go to 4 copies of Fae of Wishes. We're going to keep working on the wish board for us, the sideboard. And we're going to keep using Cultivate into Goldspan Dragon, into the Genesis Ultimatum. I'm absolutely loving it. And, you know, there's a lot of cool different ways that we could go about that as well, which is pretty cool. So, thank you all for your time and attention. I really appreciate you guys. Have an amazing day. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the channel to all of your friends. Support financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and by buying all your goodies through our Amazon link. Take care. We'll catch you in just a few.